Hello, and thanks for agreeing to serve as a table host for the University of Denver's The Community Table. Welcome to this short training video. You'll be joined by table hosts locally and globally to facilitate discussions on April 10th about the issues that affect increasing economic opportunity in our communities. If you have any questions after watching this video, please feel free to contact us. Please also note that additional information can be found on the Community Table website or in the host guidebook, which will be mailed to you along with your host kit. Here's our agenda. First, we'll provide background on a community table, which is part of the DU Grand Challenges initiative. Next, we'll review what's included in your host kit, as well as offer facilitation tips and discuss ways to use social media to share your group's ideas. Finally, we'll let you know what to expect when the event ends and next steps. A community table is part of the University of Denver's Grand Challenges initiative. DU Grand Challenges is a family of programs that brings together university and community changemakers to address difficult and far-reaching issues facing our society today. The theme for DU Grand Challenges is Thriving Communities. Our potential to thrive together is tied with our ability to address interconnected issues that affect living, working, and participating in our communities. Over time, this theme will guide us in addressing these issues in our communities to improve daily living, increase economic opportunity, and advance deliberation and action for the public good. Each issue area will be addressed in a 3-year cycle, allowing us to co-create aspirations, actions, and achievements with you and members of diverse communities around the globe. This year, we've started to work to build shared aspirations for increasing economic opportunities in our communities. This is why a community table and your involvement are so important. To build these aspirations, DU asks alumni, faculty, staff, students, and community members to host a mealtime conversation as a part of a community table on April 10th, 2019. A community table is an ambitious one-day event that brings small groups together across the globe to share perspectives, ideas, hopes, and dreams for increasing economic opportunities in our community. Conversations might touch on topics such as access to education, access to work, innovation and entrepreneurship, workplace equity, and more. As a table host, we invite you to facilitate conversations about ways our communities can be economically viable and prosperous for all. The aspirations that your table generates on April 10th will inform the collective actions we pursue next year as a part of DU Grand Challenges. Your table can take place over breakfast, lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Who you invite and where you meet is up to you. Do help us spread the word. Our goal is that on April 10th, folks will gather at 125 tables across the globe to discuss issues of increasing economic opportunity. A number of host resources are available on the Community Table website, including a participant invitation script you may use and guidance for communicating with guests prior to the event. As a table host, you'll receive a kit that includes a tote bag for you to keep, one guidebook, which contains all of the information in this training video, a DU table tent that you can put up so it's easy for participants to spot you, a stamped self-addressed envelope that you will use to mail back completed surveys, 12 surveys, and 12 notepads that you can provide to participants. Kits will be mailed to you unless you prefer to pick them up. If you prefer to pick up your host kit, kits will be available on the DU campus in the Center for Community Engagement to Advance Scholarship and Learning office, which is located in the Driscoll Student Center, Suite 22. Our office hours are 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Hosts who register their table after April 1st will be asked to pick up their kits, as we won't be able to guarantee arrival through the mail by April 10th. Now, facilitation tips. Here are a few basic ones. First, introduce yourself. Share your name, your background, and why you decided to be a community table host. Please also share a bit about DU Grand Challenges. There's information you can use in the host guidebook as well as on the website. Then, invite your guests to introduce themselves and say what brought them to the table. Third, set up the ground rules. This will support everyone's involvement in the conversation. Here are some examples of conversation ground rules you might set. As a facilitator, you can encourage your participants to be respectful of one another, to listen deeply to understand each other's perspective, to be supportive, to know that it's okay to disagree, and that it's okay if guests don't want to share. After introductions and establishing ground rules for your table, you'll lead the group in a conversation about issues and aspirations related to increasing economic opportunity in our communities. In your host guidebook, you'll be provided these conversation prompts for you to pose to the group. The questions start broad and then encourage table participants to focus in on an idea or two. For the final conversation prompt, the goal is to give participants the opportunity to really dig into one or two ideas and think through what it would take to implement them. As a facilitator, there are some things you can do to support the dialogue. For example, try to encourage everyone to participate. Invite guests to follow up on their ideas, to expand and go deeper. Share your photos, videos, and stories on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram using the hashtag DUGrandChallenges. Please do email du.grandchallenges@du.edu or call 303-871-3706 if you have any questions. There are also things to try to avoid and things to encourage participants to avoid as well. For example, don't feel like you have to micromanage the conversation. Let it flow freely. Ask participants to avoid being judgmental or dismissive of any person's comments or ideas. Don't promote argument or unproductive debate. And don't be afraid to ask if you have any questions. During and after the conversation, we encourage you and your guests to engage with us on social media. You can share these photos, plus thoughts and short videos of your table by using the hashtag shown on this slide for Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. As the conversation at your table wraps up, we ask you to encourage your guests to share their ideas, perspectives, and aspirations with DU. Your kit includes short surveys to hand out to guests. After guests fill out the surveys, please collect them and mail them in the return envelope provided with your kit. The survey form is also available online for guests who prefer that format or have to leave early. All of the ideas that you and your guests share will be carefully reviewed and integrated into the work of DU Grand Challenges. Your voice matters. To sum up, here are reminders of what your role as a host will be. First, prepare for your table by reviewing the guidelines and suggestions and checking out the host resources available to you on the community table website. As a host, you'll take the lead to facilitate a thoughtful discussion about increasing economic opportunity in our communities. Please engage your guests to share experiences by posting photos, videos, and comments through social media. Finally, ask your guests to complete the short survey before they leave so that their ideas and perspectives inform the actions taken as part of DU Grand Challenges. Please mail the surveys in the stamped self-addressed envelope provided and drop it in the mail. A community table is modeled after the Chicago Community Trust's On the Table event, now in its 5th year. We want to thank the Chicago Community Trust for their encouragement and support for replicating their model and creating a community table. Thank you for watching this video. We appreciate your willingness to host a community table. Let us know about your experience as a host by emailing us, leaving a phone message, or sending us a note. Thanks for your time.